Let's be real. Have you ever felt like your own mind is kind of your own worst enemy? Like there's some invisible force holding you back from being happy or successful? Well, guess what? That force actually has a name, and today we're going to drag it out into the light.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It gets right to the heart of things. The real battle isn't always with what's happening outside of us, but with the lens we're seeing it all through. So, what is this lens?
Well, they're called cognitive distortions, and honestly, the best way to picture them is like a dirty, smudged filter on your phone's camera. It just warps every single picture you take, making everything look kind of gloomy and distorted, and most of the time, you don't even realize the filter's on. Okay, so if these are our invisible enemies, how in the world do we even start to spot them? Let's break down 4 of the most common, most relatable traps our minds love to set for us.
First up on the list is a real classic. I think, honestly, every single one of us has fallen for this one at some point. It's called mind reading.
And yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like, except, without any of the cool superpowers. This is that moment where you just know, with absolute certainty, what negative things someone else is thinking about you, even when you have zero actual proof. Think about this example for a second. Your brain sees Sarah's silence, and what does it do? It doesn't just wonder. It leaps straight to the worst possible, most personal conclusion. It completely ignores a dozen other possibilities, like maybe Sarah has a headache, or she's worried about something at home, or she's just thinking about what to have for lunch. Okay, let's talk about the next one. This one. Man, this one is a pro at turning a tiny little worry into a full-blown, blockbuster disaster movie playing out in your head.
And the key word here is disaster. Catastrophizing isn't just, thinking something might go wrong. Oh no. It's predicting the absolute worst-case scenario imaginable. Your brain takes one small negative possibility and just blows it up until it feels like the end of the world.
I mean, whoa, right? Look how fast that train left the station. It starts with one single exam. And boom, in a matter of seconds, your mind has written this entire script for a life of complete and utter failure and loneliness. That's catastrophizing for you.
All right, on to trap number 3. This one's a sneaky one because it basically bleaches all the color and nuance out of your world, leaving you with just, well, black and white.
It's also known as all or nothing thinking, and that's exactly what it is. There's no middle ground, no shades of gray. Something is either a massive success or it's a total disaster. You're either a genius or you're an idiot. There's just no in between.
This is the ultimate perfectionist's trap, isn't it? Notice how it's not, this project has a flaw. Nope. It's, if it isn't perfect, then I am a failure. That's such an impossibly high and frankly exhausting bar to set for yourself and for life.
And for our final trap in this section, we've got one that's really tough to shake. It's when we basically take out a permanent marker and slap a brand on ourselves or on someone else because of one little thing. So instead of seeing a mistake as just a mistake, a one-time event, an action you took, your brain absorbs it into who you are. You go from thinking, man, I did a dumb thing, to believing I am dumb. It's a huge, destructive jump.
And you can just feel how damaging this is, right? A simple, objective piece of feedback. Hey, your report had an error. Gets twisted and magnified into this huge, sweeping judgment on your entire worth as a person. I'm incompetent.
Okay, deep breath. We've seen the enemy. We know what these traps look like. So the million-dollar question is, what do we do about it? Well, the good news, the really great news, is there's a practical, powerful way to start cleaning that mental filter.
And it all comes down to the simple but honestly game-changing 3-step process. First, you spot the enemy and call it by its name. Second, you become a detective and look for evidence. And third, you rebuild the thought into something that's actually, true.
So let's really dig into step 1. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Just naming it, that's it? But you have no idea how powerful this is. The second you stop and just say to yourself, okay, that's catastrophizing again, you take all of its power away. You go from being lost in the thought to being an observer of the thought.
Okay, step 2 is where you become a detective for your own thoughts. Let's go back to that mind-reading thing with Sarah. You literally put the thought on trial. Evidence for? Well, she was quiet. Okay, but what about the evidence against? She was quiet with everyone. She mentioned feeling sick. She liked my ideas last time. Suddenly, that first thought looks so weak, doesn't it?
And that brings us to the final crucial step,
rebuilding the thought. Based on all that evidence, you create a new, more balanced version. You go from that panicked, she thinks I'm incompetent, to a much calmer, more realistic, you know what? I have no idea what she's thinking. My work wasn't perfect, but it had good parts. See the difference? It's not about being fake positive. It's about being real.
So, let's pull all of this together. We've seen the traps, we've got our 3-step fix. What's the big idea you should walk away with today?
Look, if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Challenging these thoughts is not some magic gift you're born with. It is a skill, 100% a learnable skill. And just like learning an instrument or a new recipe, you get better and better the more you practice.
Your brain is amazing. It has this incredible ability to change, to be retrained. You can literally build new mental highways. And all it takes to start is to try and catch just one of these thoughts today. Just one. That's it. So that leaves me with one final question for you. Now that you know the 4 big culprits, mind reading, catastrophizing, black and white thinking, and labeling, which one are you going to be on the lookout for first?